performance of the team. Okay, so this time we'll talk about the quality management. So how to ensure that your work or your output would be in compliance with the standards set by our different stakeholders, or how are you going to meet the expectations of your stakeholders. So in quality management, we only have three steps. Okay, so planning the quality, so identifying what is quality. Okay, so what are the policies that will lead you to produce quality outputs. Okay, so we also have how to execute those quality control processes, and how to measure, or how to grade your the performance. Okay, so quality management is applicable to all types of industries. So for private institutions, so they have, for example, they have ISO standards, and even schools do have a quality nga mga setting bodies. Okay, so quality standard setting bodies. For example, for schools, we have the PAASCO and PAKUKOA. So they determine what are the quality standards that a school institution should have. Okay, so based on those standards, then the management of the school will plan, include in together with the different persons, key persons like the deans, the office heads. So they will determine how to comply with those standards. Okay, and then of course, after complying or executing all those policies and standards set by PAASCO, and so the PAASCO uh, will visit the school to determine if to verify and validate if they really pass the quality, or they have met the quality standards set by the PAASCO. Okay, so same with the ISO. So you will apply for ISO so that you will be certified. Okay, so an ISO representative will check the processes of the business, and then they will certify if it indeed they have complied with the ISO standards. Okay, so in our subject, so project management, so the standard set here is only specific for that project. Okay, so in the project quality management, you have two goals. That is to come up with a quality output. It may be product or service, and also to um, to conduct the project manage to conduct a quality nga project management processes. Okay, so those are the two goals of this subject or this topic. Okay, so let us begin with the discussion. Okay, so when you say project quality management, so it includes all the processes and activities of the performing organization that determine the quality policies, the objectives, and responsibilities so that the project will satisfy the needs for which it was undertaken. So there are two point of view manggod sa quality. Okay? So the point of view of the customers or the users of the product or service, and the point of view of the production. Okay? Or the one who does the project or the process. So in the consumer point of view, so of course they have set a standard what is quality for them. So It could be the reliability of the product, the durability, um, other features or aesthetics. Okay, so nindot siya tanawon, nindot og label, nindot og packaging. Okay, and then it satisfies what is the purpose nga giinted para ana nga product. So that's for the consumer point of view. For the production, quality for them is that they produce products that is gamay ra og defect, okay? Or zero ang mga ang waste, okay? So their aim in the operations management, so the aim is to reduce those waste or if possible to eliminate the defects. Okay? So the challenge is dapat if na magani defect, dili dapat na siya maabot sa customers. Okay? Dili na siya moabot sa customers. So from the store pa lang kung naa manggani o sa warehouse, kung makita manggani, dapat gina-reject na sila. Okay? So as long as these products does not conform to, there's a difference between a defect and then a product that does not conform with the quality. Okay? So of course, ang defective product, lisod na kayo na siya ibaligya. Okay? However, there are products nga wala siya ni conform sa ilang quality standards. So they rejected those items. However, it can still be sold in the market. Okay? So that is why natin mga surplus, okay? Nga mga surplus nga sakyanan, surplus nga mga items. So these items do not conform. A little rugged niya kuan. The function can still be kuan. Ang purpose niya pwede naagi hapon, magamit gyapon nimo or makonsume. However, na lang siya ligas sa pag-comply sa standards nga giset sa company. So that's why they were rejected. Okay, like for example, for bananas for export, so kato mga naanay black sa panit, dili na nila gina-export. So only those bananas gud niya walay kuan. Mga puntik-puntik, okay? So so that's for the kuan. So there are 3 steps in conducting the project quality management. So you have how to plan the planning of the quality management. So you have to set what is quality, okay? How do you define quality for this type of project, okay? So to be able to do this, so you have to ask your stakeholders kung sa expectations nila sa output, okay? Or sa what unsa gi-expect nila nga product or service. Okay, so from there, so after planning the quality management, then you will perform. Okay, so how to ensure that what is in the plan will be met. Okay, so during the performing the quality assurance, and then after performing the quality assurance, then you check if indeed kung unsay naa sa plano mo gyud ang nasa output. So we have the evolution of quality management. So giyon sa pag-assure or pag-ensure ang quality sa isa ka product or service. So prior to World War One, so the primary tool in the quality assurance is the inspection. Okay, that was the primary approach to quality. Okay, so even nowadays there's still inspection. World War One to 1950s, so there are newer principles emerged, and then nag-introduce mga mathematical techniques or statistical techniques. There are also sampling tables, process control charts to track the results. In 1950 to 1960s, so this is post World War II. So the country leading the quality movement is Japan. So this is after World War II. So grabe ang pagkuan sa Japan. Okay, so they are the one who invented the kuan. So perhaps sa ilan nanggikan ang nag-evolve ang katong total quality management. Okay, so zero defects became a sought after goal. So the emphasis is to come up with a zero defect in the production. Reliability engineering was used to prevent defects from occurring and total quality control was embraced. So when say total quality, dili lang na siya sa production but even at the start sa pag-buy sa raw materials dapat quality, in conducting their research and development dapat quality, okay? Ang management quality, even the employees so nga i-hire dapat quality, okay? So in short, all the aspects in the business dapat na ay quality. So today the emphasis is on the strategic quality management. So in today's principle, they believe that quality is not an accident. Okay? Quality is part of the plan and it is everyone's job. So dili lang ni job sa mga heads, sa top management, but all the employees under that organization. So they have that uh, role, okay, or responsibility to abide sa quality nga giset nga quality standards giset sa management. So internationally recognized importance via the ISO 9001. So the ISO 9001 mo na usual nga ginagamit sa businesses, okay, to make sure that their production processes are um, quality kuan yun. Ni pasar siya sa quality standards. Okay, so it's a very important for businesses nga ma-certify kay although it doesn't really mean nga ang ilang products are superior than their competitors, but having a certification is a plus. Okay? So that means niagi gyud siya quality standards. So ang image niya sa customers will be enhanced. Maturity models have been created to assess the ability of the organization to use repeatable processes, produce quality, repeatable results. So maturity models have been created to assess the ability of the organization. So they will repeat. Okay, so if they have produced quality products, so they will analyze kung how did they come up with that. Okay, and then by documenting that, so they intend to repeat the same process so that they will still produce the same quality results. So it is better to stop a defect from occurring. So the emphasis is dapat mas mag-focus ang management on how to prevent producing defective products. So the resources must be focused on the prevention rather than later on masakpan nato nga natay mga defective products. And worst is maabot siya sa customer. So pag abutan na sa customer, dako na siya nga uh, financial implication as to the product and also um, to the image of the company. So if you cannot do that, it is better for you to find the defect. So if dili kaya kung naay masipyat sa prevention, then before releasing your products, dapat there should be mechanism on how to detect defect. So pag human sa mga pag human og produce, then there should be an inspection kung nabay defect or wala. So that the idea is dapat dili siya moabot sa customer. Okay? So mas maayo nang imo na lang siyang kuan as scrap or waste rather than makuha na siya, ma-deliver na siya, and then the customer finds out. So there are repercussions like you will lose customers or perhaps mag-file sila og kaso sa inyo. Okay? So remember that word of mouth is the most effective nga promotion or advertising. So plan quality management is the process of identifying the quality requirements and or standards for the project and product and documenting how the project will demonstrate the compliance. So again, there are twin roles in the plan quality management. So dapat ang paghimo nimo sa project or the process in doing the project is also quality and also the output should also comply with the quality requirements. Okay, so duha, ang paghimo sa project ug ang quality nga standards giset for the output. However, the problem with the latter sa katong quality sa output is different products, different services have different quality standards nga iset. Okay? So that is why the kaning nga subject, the project management, atong focus there is the how to conduct quality project management. Okay? So that's the focus kay mas standardized man na siya regardless kung unsa nga project ang buhaton, if you follow the processes, okay, set by the quality standard setting bodies. So mo na siya ang uniform sa tanan. So ang difficulty nato sa product man good is they have different standards. Okay? So quality management and project management. So actually the two is complementary to one another. So the discipline of quality management also complements the project management because both both disciplines recognize the importance of the following. So first, customer satisfaction. Okay, so it's your primary koan. So tawag na niya, primary indication that you have really produced quality outputs if your customers are satisfied. So there's also an emphasis on the prevention over inspection. So um you will devote more resources to the prevention activities rather than on the inspection. Okay. Then continuous improvement. So there's no stopping sa pag-improve sa ilang processes, sa ilang management, and also with the employees. So dapat kanunay na sila gina-train. And fourth is the management responsibility. So emphasis on the accountability of the management. So key terms, quality. So this is according to ISO 9001. So it is the degree to which a set of inherent characteristics fulfill the requirements. Okay, so inherent characteristics of that entity. So for example, if you're an educational institution, your inherent characteristic is um, to maximize the learning potential of the students. So requirements, these are conditions or capabilities that must be met or possessed by a system. So product, service, result, or component to satisfy a contract, standard, specification, or other formally imposed document. So for example, for schools, dili lang na siya sa paas kung nga requirement gazette but also in compliance with the CHED nga mga regulations. Okay, so the CHED will set different regulations. For example, unsay requirement para makatudlo, okay, og accounting. Okay, so daghan sila giset niya standards. Although some of them lisod kayo i-meet, okay, because not that they couldn't do but um, siguro dili pa kaya sa ilang koan, probably resources. Okay, so for example, for in accounting, so for you to be able, according to the latest CHED memo, so here are the following requirements. So dapat CPA, second is masters, third is accredited accounting teacher, okay? Fourth is dapat na 3 years working experience, and at least uh, have 12 units of education units, okay? Or 12 units of education, yeah, mga subjects. So these are the following requirements that must be met, okay? So standards, these are documented rules, guidelines, or characteristics for activities or their results that provide for common and repeated use aid at the achievement of the optimum degree or order in a given context. So standards. So for example, kung magtudlo ang teacher, dapat na ay inani. So for example, na ay motivation, na ay the discussion proper, na ay assessment. Okay, so in conducting the exams, dapat inani. Ang pagtudlo dapat inani. So those are standards. Even sa management. So dapat this is how you manage your school. Dapat ang school na ay inani, inani nga facilities. Okay? So standards. So ang requirement is more on the legal side. So it's not only the laws but even in the contract. So di gyud na siya dapat murag mo na siya ang minimum nga dapat naa sa isa ka institution or business. Dili pwede nga wala. Okay? Ang standards, that is an upgrade. Okay? So from your minimum requirements, so dapat mo go beyond pa kaana. So distinction. So there are mga terms nga probably confusing. So for example, what is the difference between a quality and grade? So how we define a quality product from a high grade nga mga product? Okay, so when we say quality, so we all we already know, di ba? So this product conforms with the standards. Okay, so in satisfying your customers. So for example, in a car, so pwede man siya nga lig-on ang car, mo comply siya sa iyang purpose. So lig-on siya, durable siya, at the same time, you can rely. Okay. However, there are cars nga dili taas ang grade. Okay, probably because they lack some features. Okay. So what are these features? So probably, okay, so sa man yung features ang wala. Probably wala siya dashcam. Okay? Or sa imong cellphone, na cellphone nga mas dagan pag features kaysa sa mga quality nga mga phones. 'Di ba? For example, na ay mga features si Android, ang mga Android phones na features nga wala kay iPhone. But it doesn't mean nga dili quality si iPhone. Okay? So mas dagan nag-feature ni si Android, so mas taas iyang grade. However, it doesn't mean nga mas taas siya quality. Okay? Same thing with iPhones. Taas ang quality, but perhaps in comparison with the Android, so na ay lower iyang grade. Okay, so product versus the project. So product is of course that is the output of the koan in doing the project. So the project itself is the process. Okay, it's not the output. Okay, so it's how you conduct the koan. It's how you conduct the. Kumbaga that's the means to deliver the product or service. So product quality versus project quality. So product quality, so standards in coming up with quality products. Project quality is how to ensure quality in doing the project. Okay, so in doing the project or doing the project process. Okay, again, so product is the output, project is the process. So cost of quality. So there are two types of cost of quality. So that's the conformance cost and non-conformance cost. So when we say conformance cost, so in compliance or to make sure that you will come up with the output that is in compliance with the quality standards. So to be able to do that, to ensure nga makakomply ka or makakonform ka ng standards, so you will conduct prevention and appraisal cost or you will conduct prevention and appraisal. So prevention is, for example, buying quality raw materials, hiring quality employees. Okay, so these are types of prevention. Okay, so the machine should be uh, always maintained para dili makakam up para smooth ang iyang pag-produce or pag-process. Appraisal is after na sa production. Okay, so making sure that ang mga outputs nimo ni kumbaga mag-conduct of inspection to make sure that these products really conform with the quality standard set. Okay? Katong dili mo conform sa quality standards nga giset, then they are rejected. Non-conformance cost. So we have internal and external failure. So sa non-conformance cost, ang output ani niya are mga defective nga products. Okay? So So if we do not invest heavily on the prevention and appraisal, most probably mas dako imong mga non-conformance cost. So opposite na sila kuan. So if you spend more on the conformance cost, probably minimal na lang imong non-conformance cost. Or kung small ra imong allocation for the conformance cost, most likely mag-incur kag mas dako nga non-conformance cost. And we are trying to avoid the latter, okay, the non-conformance cost. So mo ni dili nato gusto. Okay? Sayang ang oras, sayang ang resources. Okay? So pag defective, so inspect na pod which products are defective. So sa company pa lang daan dapat gina-reject na ang mga defective goods. So pag dili gina siya ma-prevent ug moabot sa, we call that internal failure cost. Okay? Pag moabot siya sa customer, so that's what we call the external failure cost. Okay? So example of mga external failure cost, so loss of customer loyalty, mga suits, okay? Perhaps mga sales returns, so ibalik na niya. So reputational cost, so it's part of the in the external failure cost. So the emphasis, put more money in the conformance cost. Okay? Mas maayo pa na kaysa moabot sa imong customer. Okay? Quality management plan, it describes how the project management team will implement the performing organization's quality policy with respect to the project. So how do you implement? So sa kuan ni sa project na ning side. So you communicate first with the performing organization's quality policy, and then based on that, dira na nimo ihan-ay how to do the project. So process improvement plan. So sa pangalan pa lang niya, 'di ba? So plan on how to improve the processes. So it details how the project management and development processes are to be analyzed in order to identify how to increase their value. Okay, so 'di ba? It's a continuous improvement. Okay, so to increase the value, so you have to identify the following. So process boundaries. So in conducting the project, so identify kung asa ra tama nga processes ang kuan sa imo, ang gi-assign to improve. Okay, or asa taman iyang processes who are involved. Process configuration is, are there any means how to kuan pa, improve or to change the processes? Okay, para ma-improve siya. Okay. Process metrics, this refers to the kuan, performance measures. Okay, so for example, sa may metric. So dapat 0% defect. Okay? So dapat inani atong ma-produce or dapat inani ang quality. So these are metrics that later on you will use to compare. Okay? So targets for improved performance. So for example, you are currently having a 10% defect. Okay? O 10% sa imong gina-produce are mapadulong sa waste or scrap. So if, for example, you have targeted an improved performance, let's say, instead of 10%, so hinayo na to, butang na to 5% na lang ang defect. Okay? 5%. So after producing, so after configuring the processes, okay, after identifying the metrics, then you try to compare kung naabay difference, kung na-achieve ba yun ang inyong target. Okay? So it is the process performing quality assurance. So it is process of auditing the quality requirements. So if you can remember sa kato, 'di ba naka-visit man ta sa ni sa tong kuan company sa katong Posporo. Okay, so Jaka Equities. So if you can see in their organizational chart na ana sila mga quality kuan, quality office. Okay? So They audit the quality requirements. So before it reach the market, so they will audit the quality requirements and results from quality control measurements to ensure appropriate quality standards and operational definitions are used. So they are the one, they're in charge in making sure that the products that they have produced is uh, really conform to the quality standards. So applying the planned systematic quality activities to ensure that the project correctly employs all the processes needed to meet project objectives and requirement. Okay, so it is another umbrella for an important quality activity. So it is the continuous process improvement. So dili lang sila mag-stick sa unsay naandan nila. They will identify kung which areas need to be improved or what is the better way of doing this. Okay? So kani nga process unsa pay much better or unsa pay raw material nga mas mo meet sa quality. So it is a continuous search for improvement. Okay, next. So in the continuous process improvement, so although expected magyud na, 'di ba, as human beings, nagyud tay masayop gyud ta og kuan. Okay, nagyud tay mga errors, nagyud tay mistakes in doing the processes. But in the continuous process improvement, so it doesn't mean nga natay ina nga nature, dili na lang pud ta maningkamot nga ma-perfect or uh, mahimong ma-eliminate ang mga waste or we come up with a zero defect na mga products. So in the continuous process improvement, so although naatay nature ngay nana, but gapaningkamot gyapon ta. Okay? Gapaningkamot ta. So it's like a proverbial nga katong naidako nga bato. So although dako siya sa dako nga bato tapos you are told to move the rock, 'di ba? So even though mura siya impossible, mura siya kuan, but still um that's part of the kuan. Okay? So even though it's impossible, but okay, so time will come nga kaya ra na buhaton. So maski man lang ma-move nimo gamay, okay? Pila lang ka inch o pila ka centimeter, that's already a great improvement. So provides an iterative method for improving the quality of all processes. So it's a non-stop quest for perfection. Okay? Allows these processes to operate at increased levels of efficiency and effectiveness. So the continuous process improvement should be uh, should be a culture in the company. So your employees, so for you to be able to produce more quality output, so sila po dapat maningkamot in improving themselves, in improving their jobs. So what are quality audits? So they are structured independent review to determine whether project activities comply with organizational and project policies, processes, and procedures. Okay, so the objectives of the quality audit are the following. So, so someone will document the following. So you identify the good or the best practices being implemented. So kung ay office sa inyo nga ni sa tawag na ni perform ana nga process. So for example in the school, so sa Oreos, so na program nga mo come up og mga top notchers or consistent above national passing percentages. So other departments or other departments nga na board exam can probably ask for the best practices being implemented by that department so that they can replicate. Okay? So actually this can be done through benchmarking. So identify But kani nga benchmarking is only internal, not the external nga benchmarking. Second is identify all the gaps or shortcomings. So identifying the problem. Then share the good practices introduced or implemented in similar projects in the organization or industry. So that is why it's very important that sa imong trabaho you are documenting everything. Okay, so the best practices, the shortcomings, the lessons learned, so that others who are doing the same job or doing the same project can have a kuan na sila'y makopyahan or naa sila'y sa tawag ani ma-basis on how to conduct the same quality project. Proactively offer assistance in a positive manner to improve implementation of processes to help them raise productivity. So again, better to be proactive than reactive. Highlight contributions of each audit in the lessons learned repository of the organization. So we have that document, lessons learned. Okay. So for example, so in the accountancy program, so in conducting the sa tawag ani qualifying exam, okay? So laylahi ang mag-coordinator kada tuig. So lahi na pud ang ma-assign. Okay? So it's very important that kung kinsa nga coordinator ang assign, iyan ang ma-document tanan. So what are the problems being unsa problems ka na encounter, how did they solve the problem, unsay lessons learned, unsay lessons nga iyang na-learn nga dapat buhaton so that in the future nga mga qualifying examination, okay, so makuha na siya, ma ma-lessen na to nga mga problems or ma-eliminate. Process analysis, so examines problems, experience constraints, experience and non-value added activities during the process operation. So actually one advantage sa amo as kaning online class is that it eliminates those non-value added activities. So na mga non-value added activities nga kalas kay oras. Okay, like for example, kung magpa-photocopy mi or magpa-resume sa bookstore and then later on, amo siyang i-staple or si tawagan na, basta i-arrange na mo. So, it takes a lot of time. Okay, so, tapos later, i-check pa na mo isa-isa. So, with the online class, those non-value added activities are removed or eliminated. Okay, so, the system will check for us. So, no need na to RISO the test papers to staple so that we can focus more on the teaching side, okay? And less on the clerical nga mga trabaho sa teacher. So, it includes root cause analysis. So, a specific technique to identify a problem, discover the underlying causes that lead to it, and develop the preventive actions. So root cause analysis. So when trying to improve something, so you need to find the root cause of the problem. Okay? So parehas na siya kung naatay katahin natay gibati nga sintomas. Like for example, giubo or gisipon. Okay? So kung tumaran ra na nimo og tambal nga para sa ubo ug sipon without identifying the problem, the root cause, okay? Perhaps magbalik-balik ra na nga mga problema. Okay? So that's what we call mga symptomatic problems. So before solving a problem, understand first the root cause. Okay? Wata ka sayod unsa day na basig ang root cause ana COVID tapos sipon at tambal ra sa ubo or sipon imong gikuan. I mean ubo ra day ang symptoms. So like for example si COVID daghan siya symptoms, pwede diarrhea, pwede ubo. Okay? So and we have medicines for each, di ba? Sa diarrhea, pwede ta magtumar og tambal. Para sa diarrhea, kung ubo, dapat tay tambal. Pero, kung wala ni mo gi-analyze nga ang root cause day is COVID or perhaps that's dili lang COVID ang root cause but lahi day ang root cause. Okay? So, you are not solving the problem, okay? If you do not solve the root problem, magbalik-balik ra ni nga mga problema, kaning mga symptomatic problems. Okay, so it's very important to identify first the root problem before coming up with a solution. So para gyud dili na siya magbalik-balik nga problem. Control quality, it is the process of monitoring and recording the results of executing quality activities to assess performance and recommend necessary changes. So just like what the PASCO is doing, so they will assess the school whether it has really conformed with the standards, okay, quality standards, and then recommend changes kung naa sila makita, okay? So recommend improvements. So it involves monitoring specific project results to determine whether they comply with relevant quality standards and identifying ways to eliminate causes of unsatisfactory results. So sa project, so the quality manager, so usually it's the kuan man gyud ang i-assign ana permanente is the project manager. So so the project manager should see to it that the project is being done according to the quality standards so that they can give a quality nga product or output. And of course, to eliminate causes of unsatisfactory results. So unsatisfactory results means unsatisfied yung mga clients. So how to do what are the tools that can be used to control quality? So you have the following, you have the cause and effect diagrams, inspection, okay, control charts and check sheets, histograms and Pareto diagrams, statistical sampling, flow charting for the process improvement, run charts. You can also use the scatter diagrams and defect repair review. Okay, so the primary goal of the control quality is to determine the correctness of deliverables. So, 'di ba, in doing your project charter, you have set objectives. Okay, so tapos you have identified your deliverables. So, in the control quality process, imo na pod nang i-check if all the deliverables are being, of course, being done. Okay, so that's the key output of the control quality process. Okay, so next meeting we will talk about the cost management. So I'm done with the quality management. Okay, any questions? Okay, do you have questions or clarifications? By the way, the na-upload na-upload na dito sa inyong Neo ang videos related ani nga topic. So nandito ang mga videos and then the case study. Okay, so for our midterm, so we have three topics. So you have the quality management, cost management, and time management. Right? No more question? Okay, so if there is none, so thank you for listening and for participating. Okay, so probably this karong Friday there's an assessment for this. Okay, so if I'm done with the koan, I'm currently finishing the materials for project management so that kung kitsa to'y gusto mag-advance, so maka-advance na. Okay, so thank you. So see you next week. Okay, see you on Tuesday.
See you, sir. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you. God bless also.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.